Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Eastman and Layers comic version of Jack Kirby, the artist. This guy's part of NECA's Haulathon at Target. I found it today, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, NECA, Nickelodeon, Eastman and Layers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kirby. Here he's in the package, ton of accessories, most notably a drawing of the turtles. Here he is on one side, other side, here he is standing, and at the back, here's the figure in a bunch of different poses. At the bottom, there's his barcode, if that helps anybody. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He has a total of 6 interchangeable hands, his pencil, a notebook, and then some of his drawings come to life. Before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Jack Kirby, a legend in the comic industry. This particular version is from a panel in one of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics where they encountered him, and he had this magical pencil, and he would draw things and they would come to life. A nice little Easter egg for comic fans. Now Jack Kirby here was involved in creating a ton of characters in both the Marvel and DC universe. When I looked at Wikipedia, it said he's created a total of 308 comic characters, which is quite impressive. Some of those notable ones: Ant-Man, the Avengers, Black Panther, Fantastic Four, Hulk, Iron Man, Silver Surfer, Thor, and the X-Men. Very impressive roster. In addition to that, he made Etrigan the Demon on the DC side of things, Darkseid, all the New Gods, etc. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many more. So let's take a look. Just a regular guy, Jack Kirby. He's done in sort of a comic style paint scheme. It looks pretty freaking cool. Regular hair, black, brown, sort of slick back. Nice expression on his face. You can see all those black lines trying to mimic sort of comic art. They did a pretty damn good job. He's got a sweater on, collared shirt sticking out, blue jeans, looks like double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, brown shoes. Like I said, just a regular guy, and that is right up my alley. In addition to the fact that he's a comic legend, there are just so many cool things to have a Jack Kirby figure for. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. I think it looks pretty good, pretty sharp, pretty on point as a younger Jack Kirby. Look at his hands and his arms. Jack Kirby must have been a pretty hairy guy. Kind of makes me think of Wolverine. It's a detail they were very specific to add to this figure, so I imagine that's how he was in real life. And here he is, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories. And let's start off with his hands. He has a total of 6 hands, 3 right hands, and 3 left hands. Here he is, with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Then, with his second pair of hands, this is a pair of gripping hands. And now, his third pair of hands. His right hand is a writing hand for his pencil, and his left hand is a gripping hand with a larger grip. And here's his notebook and pencil. So his notebook here has one of his crazy creations in there. You can see the spiral binding. The other side, another creation, looks like a Ninja Turtle. And then we have his pencil. Pencil here looks like a regular sort of number 2 pencil, except it has this weird sort of gem tied to it. From what I read, Kirby found an odd-looking gem in a coal pile and attached it to his pencil, and after this, everything he drew temporarily came to life. And that's from the Ninja Turtle comic. Here's Kirby holding that pencil, and here he is holding that notebook. Here are his other accessories, and I must admit, I don't really know exactly what all of them are. I assume they're from the Ninja Turtle comic, things that came to life when he drew them. We have sort of a cannon thing that's going to attach to his arm. We have this weird red and black creature, monstrosity, probably drew when it came to life. And then this other thing here, I have no idea what this is, some kind of weapon. Here's that cannon device attached to his arm. You see his arm goes all the way through. It's got tubes, sort of a mechanical device, and then 3 barrels on the side there. And here, with that other device, I think it's some sort of weapon. If anyone can educate me on these 3 accessories, please do. And then we have this creature. It looks very similar to the creature he drew in his notebook. I'm assuming in the Turtle comic he drew this, and then it came to life. This thing's pretty weird looking, kind of grotesque. It has a bunch of different horns, open mouth with fangs and sharp teeth, and it does have articulation. The head can rotate from side to side, up and down the tiniest bit. Shoulders, up, down, forward and out a little bit. His legs, also on ball joints. They can kind of rotate around, forward, back. Kind of cool little creature. Jack Kirby here uses the exact same body as the NECA Eastman and Layers Baxter Stockman. Exact same shoes, legs, sweater, even shirt underneath. Only difference is Jack Kirby's sleeves are rolled up, Baxter's are not, and of course, a different head. But they look considerably different. You can see what a paint job can really do for a figure. Now they've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories. Now let's check out his height. And this figure is advertised as 7-inch scale. And most NECA figures are, but their entire animated Ninja Turtles line is more the 6-inch scale, and I find it very odd that NECA would make that sort of a decision. I like this guy, but I would like him a lot better if he was true 7-inch scale. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 6.2 inches tall, which can translate to just under 16 centimeters. And now for his articulation. Starting with his head, of course, you can rotate from side to side. You can look up and down about that much. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. He does have articulation at the top of the neck and the bottom of the neck, increasing the range of motion there. Shoulders, a ball joint, only goes out about this far. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He has double jointed elbow done in the unique NECA style with that extra piece between the bicep and forearm. Goes in this far and then this far. It has rotation both at the top and at the bottom. The wrist can rotate and is going to be hinged. Torso is one solid piece. His waist rotate around, forward and back. Legs complete as splits. Ball joints. Legs can rotate independently against the ball. They go forward about that far. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And then his ankle, forward and back. No rotation, but it can tilt and rock. Here's a look at Jack Kirby. He's got his pen, his paper, doing what he does best. Letting his mind go crazy. Taking inspiration. Here's the demon Etrigan behind him, telling him what to draw. One of many characters he's created over the years. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other figures of some of the comic characters that he's created. Here's Jack Kirby next to some of his DC creations. These are the new gods, Calabac, Orion, Darkseid, Desaad, Steppenwolf, and the Parademons. Kirby created all of them. He also made Granite Goddess, Big Barda, Mr. Miracle, and many, many others. And one of my favorite DC characters that he made was the demon Etrigan. Here's Jack Kirby next to one of his Marvel creations, Black Panther. He made many more, such as Iron Man, Hulk, or at least co-created him, Thor, but I don't have too many figures of them. I don't really collect on Marvel figures, and I love the Marvel characters, but if I open that can of worms, it'd be a dangerous, slippery slope. Here are all the Ninja Turtles I have from the Mirage comics. We have Baxter Stockman, Jack Kirby, and then Casey Jones. And here he is with my favorite version of the Ninja Turtles. These are the NECA versions from the first and best Turtle film. Here's Jack Kirby next to some other comic legends. We have a Marvel legend, Stan Lee, on the left, and then a McFarlane Toys, Todd McFarlane, on the right. Two of these are 6-inch scale, one is 7-inch scale, and personally, I prefer them all to be 7-inch scale, but I really do like the Stan Lee and Jack Kirby figures. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby together pretty much made the entire Marvel universe. Very, very cool. I hope they make more of these comic legends. I'd love to get like a Bob Kane, Jim Lee, all kind of different figures. Now let's check them out next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise. In case you don't know what signs you can mix him with, since he's a NECA figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale, and even though this guy's advertised as 7 inches, he is definitely more like the 6-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his NECA brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from NECA Toys. All technically considered 7-inch scale, although the animated turtles and these comic versions are definitely more 1/12 scale. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures and some DST or Diamond Select toys, here he is, next to an old-school radio that I used to use at work. And here he is, next to some McFarlane and DC Direct figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. Now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, next to some SH Figure Arts and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a pretty cool idea making a Jack Kirby figure out of a very small appearance in a Ninja Turtle comic. He didn't make the Ninja Turtles, but they were sort of inspired by his work. I really like civilian characters, and then Jack Kirby is also a comic legend, so it's everything right up my alley. I love civilian figures, I love 6 and 7-inch scale figures, and I love comics and comic figures. Nothing about this guy that I don't like, except I wish he was a little bit more of a realistic style instead of sort of a comic style. But he looks great. His sculpt and paint job are excellent, no issues there, except I would prefer a little more realism versus the comic shading. His accessories, they're pretty cool. I love the pen and the notebook. Articulation, it's a little bit limited, but I don't need a super articulated Jack Kirby figure. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. It's just a lot of fun, kind of like the Todd McFarlane figure. I had a lot of fun messing around with this guy, and I look forward to doing so in the future. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.